Hello everyone, I'm Brett Poirier here. We're just a few minutes into this game. I understand the stream wasn't working, but our great crew was able to get it going right now. So I'm Brett Poirier on the call. The Storm are up 10-8 right now. Here is Moncton with a quick release. No good that time. Like I was saying earlier on, the Storm were able to get the Game 1 win, and it was led by a lot of good looks inside. The Storm really looked to get it inside, and Moncton was trying to stray away from going to the basket. So that's going to have to be the key to success for Moncton tonight. They'll have to look to get inside. O'Corey for three. He hits it. Nick O'Corey is unguardable when he hits that shot. I don't know what you do to stop him. He was about 2 feet beyond the three-point line. So McNally passes it down low. Sylvania Watkins trying to post up. He's double-teamed. Changang all over him. Now it's kicked back up top to him. Johnny Main, he can't hit. Jeremy Williams. Here comes Adrian Moss on the other end. Now Moss is stepping back. Oliver McNally, he was double-teamed. Nice pass behind the back to Watkins up top. He's going to take it inside on Antonio Ballard, and that's going to be a second chance for Moncton now with Watkins. His shot partially rejected. Good defense by Chiang standing his ground. And the alley-oop coming up. There we go. Setting it up high and sending it down hard. Adrian Moss to Jeremy Williams. That gets the crowd excited here. 15-8 with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Game 2 of the NBL playoffs between the Island Storm and the Moncton Miracles. Storm up 1-0 in the series. Cordell Gente, he was trapped, and he almost turns it over. It's going to stay with Moncton. So you can tweet me, it's at Brett Poe or at Brett MVA, and you can follow the Storm on Twitter at Island Pro Ball. Check them out on Facebook, Storm Basketball. An entry pass taken away by Moss, and an intentional foul at midcourt. Moss almost throws it up and in at half court, so that is going to be a personal foul against Jonte. And you know, a good foul on the part of Jonte, slowing the play down. Sometimes that's all you can do when it's a 2-on-3, 3-on-1 opportunity. On the court for the Storm, Antonio Ballard along with Adrian Moss, Steve Changang, Nick O'Corey, and Jeremy Williams. Sylvania Watkins is also out there for Moncton with Oliver McNally, Cordell Jonte. Accompanying in him is Johnny Main, and there is a three coming up from O'Corey. He can't connect. Jermaine Daly also out for Moncton. 7-point lead for the Storm. Here is McNally. He gets it to Watkins. He's going to try a three. He doesn't shoot them very much. He can't get it that time. Antonio Ballard skies up for the rebound. He tried to dribble into traffic, and he loses the ball. Fresh shot clock for Moncton. Johnny Main squirts out of his hands. It's going to be Storm basketball. And looking at that game, on Monday night, game 1 of this series, the Storm won 108-89. And that game was pretty much controlled, like I said, by interior shooting by the Storm versus the exterior shooting by the Miracles. The Miracles did struggle to get inside. The Storm defense, it was on and off at times, but for the most part, the Storm were able to lock down defensively and shut down Moncton. Only allowed Moncton to score 89 points. Meanwhile, the Storm well over 100. So Moncton's going to have to look to clamp down. We will have our first timeout of the game. We'll be right back here on Sports Live. Back here in the first quarter here at Eastlink Center in Charlottetown. I'm Brett Poirier on the play-by-play. Island Storm Wednesday night basketball, game 2 of the first round of the NBL playoffs. This series in general will be it's going to be tight the whole way. I can't see any breaking points where any team's going to let up, especially at home. Adrian Mostro's out. Oh, on the other end, what a pass and what a catch by Jermaine Daly. Throws down the alley-oop. 17-10 is now the score. 6:35 left here in the first quarter. Coach Truax, early on in this game, was in the ear of the official. He's been quiet since then. Joe Salerno, who is coaching by himself as Mike Leslie is away in China for work. Offensive rebound, third time is good for Jeremy Williams. Not quitting on the play. You love the hustle and intensity. Good job from him. Jeremy Williams making the most of his role, and he plays a lot of minutes now. He came in as a bench player, and now he's getting starters minutes, and he's doing very well in those. Sylvania Watkins scores. He was looking to the officials for a call. Couldn't get the N1 that time. Antonio Ballard. He's cut off, and he's going to turn it over. That's a second turnover, uncharacteristic for Ballard. Pardon me. That was McNally, but they're going to say count the basket, a goaltending call. And it looks like it's going to go against Nick O'Corey. He got his mitts up there just before the ball was about to go in the hoop. Although those type of plays you never mind as a coach. When your players are active, getting on the boards, crashing, you never complain. You'll take the best with that. I mean, anytime they're active, and you'll just take it anytime. Steve Changyang underneath. Nice entry pass from O'Corey. 21-14. 4:37 left in the first. McNally dribbling around the top. Humphrey checked into the game. Here's Daly. Williams all over him. Williams trying to pick his pocket. He does. Here comes Williams. Oh, and he can't complete the dunk. Oh, that was close for Williams, and he's laughing that one off. He's got a little smirk on his face right now. As a player, those ones sting a little bit. Too bad for Jeremy. He might have taken off just a little bit too early. He'll hit the next one, though, no doubt about that. He's not going to miss too many dunks. Seven-point game. Storm on top. Jonte, he hits the jumper. We're seeing a lot out of Jonte. Very impressive minutes he's played against the Storm this year. And he hits baskets consistently at the mid-range jumper. Almost has a Chris Bosh feel to his game, where if you leave him open there, he'll hit it. There's Nick O'Corey. And if O'Corey's going to keep hitting shots like that, like he hit a 3 just a few minutes ago, he's going to be tough to guard if he doesn't even need to go to the basket for his points. And probably the two #1 fan favorites here, Al Stewart and Doug McKinney. Both 3-year players with this Storm franchise checking in together. Al Stewart, his second game back after injury. He's missed over 2 months, rehabbing an MCL injury. Here comes Watkins. His shot rims out underneath. No foul call, surprisingly. Williams looks like he got bumped. Stewart in the corner. Wide open is Ballard, and he can't hit the 3. Good look for Ballard. Couldn't connect that time. His team still up by 7. McNally trying to cut into that. Not that time. Ballard skies up for the rebound. Here comes Williams. He's got loads of time on the clock. He's going to take it in again, and he loses the handle on it. Doug McKinney on the other end scores. Jeremy Williams looks to be slow to get back. He's holding on. I'm not sure what he's holding right now. Looks like he may have hurt. Almost looks like he's holding on to his stomach area. McNally tried to get inside. McNally was rejected at the rim. Here comes Al Stewart running in. Pushing it back will be Ballard, and 4-3. Not that time either. That would have brought the place down. Very high energy for this Wednesday night crowd. They're Storm up by 9 points with 2:30 left here in the first quarter. Jonte, he can hit that 3. McKinney's got to get in his face, and he hit it again. Have to put a hand up on Jonte. He has 6 points now on 3 of 3 shooting. Here's McKinney again up top. Screen set by Ballard. Handed off to Okori. He's double teamed. Miracle's not taking any chances with Okori. Ballard's going to try his hand at another 3, and that's no good. Tough shot. A hand in his face, but with no choice, with only 2 seconds on the shot clock, he had to take it. Here's Humphrey. We saw him taking a lot of 3s in warm-up, although he doesn't necessarily take many in the game. He likes to get it in low. He's going to take a jump shot, step back. That's a tough shot. A hand in his face also. And Moncton struggling to get good looks early on. Jeremy Williams, 4-3. And the Storm have to look to slow things down right now. They're taking a lot of early contested shots in the shot clock. And then on the other end, they're letting Moncton get inside, and they're letting especially Jonte take these open turnaround shots. Here's Jonte again. He's fouled. So Jonte will be going to the free throw line for 2.
Storm foul number 20, Doug McKinney, that's his first. That'll be the game's 4th. Now into the ball game for the Storm. Number 1, Sean Van Zandt. Also in number 15, Ed Jones.
Okori will check out of this game. Coming in will be Sean Van Zandt for the first time this evening. In the second quarter, we'll take a look at the Storm 5-game road trip that ended the season. One of the most brutal trips schedule-wise that was possible. 22-hour drive in 1 day to do it. Pretty much cost the Storm a win that time. A tough situation to win, stepping off the bus and then playing in Halifax. And Halifax, what a game they had over St. John last night. Able to defeat the Mill Rats in overtime. Incredible play from them. They had 13 overtime points and held St. John to only 10. So Halifax they're a tough team. A lot of people don't expect much from them, and they give St. John fits. St. John really has a hard time with Halifax. They'd probably much rather be playing Moncton, and the Storm would probably rather be playing Halifax. Actually, funny how things worked out. Screen set. Al Stewart's going to roll on it, and he gets right to the basket. Al Stewart, he had a great comeback debut game on Monday, and he's added on to his totals. He looks as good as ever, and his offense is probably as good as I can remember as a Storm player. So overall, you have to be happy with this comeback. And speed-wise, physicality, he looks just as good as ever. So we're expecting probably more minutes from him tonight too. Underneath, put back, no good. Third opportunity, and that finally goes for Moncton. Travis George scores that one. Here's Al Stewart. Sean Van Zandt's wide open in the corner, but he stepped out of bounds. Those ones sting. The Storm are up by 6. Steve Changang and Dwayne Smith will be checking into the game. With 18 seconds left, this is a defensive substitution, no doubt. Ballard and Doug McKinney coming out of the game. Trayvon Lathan up top. Lathan, who is one of the best bench players in this league. Such an offensive threat coming in off the bench as a 6-man. The dunk attempt wasn't connected by George. That is going to do the first quarter here at East Link Center on Sports Live. I'm Brett Poirier. Stick around for the seconds. Back here to start the second, Ed Jones is in the game for the Storm. With him, Stuart Smith-Williams, along with Van Zandt and Chang Gang. Chang Gang has it up top, 15 on the clock. Jones is going to take that tough three. That one in and out. Trayvon Lathan, Quinn Humphreys, along with Travis George, Johnny Main, and Cordell Jonte out on the court for Moncton. Entry pass taken away by Chang Gang, and the Storm are running Al Stewart. And he's stuck. He's looking to dump it off, and he gets it, which ultimately ends up with Steve Chang Gang. Nice pass. And now that is Smith who is fouled. So Smith will be stepping to the free throw line for 2 shots. Brandon Webster, one of the biggest bodies in the NBL, tough to defend, and he's a tough guard with Casey Love, who is sitting out tonight. So the Storm are very low at the center position. So Casey Love is out, and we also have Nick Evans, who is out rehabbing an injury. So only one true center, Steve Chang Gang, for the Storm tonight. Smith hits both of those shots. Smith averages over 6 points a game this season versus Moncton. They'll be looking for all of those 6, probably more. You'll need a lot of production from your bigger players like Smith and Jones. And they'll have to step into the 5 slot eventually because Chang Gang can't play the entire game. And you have to wonder if the Storm are going to opt to go small. They can go with a small, quick lineup, play Okori, Moss, possibly even Stewart all together. Nice 3 that time for Humphrey. It's back to a 5-point game. Under a minute of play gone by in the second quarter. Lathan passed down low underneath, and a layup was blown by Johnny Main. Here's Al Stewart, 3-on-2 for the Storm. Sean Van Zandt has loads of time. He is going to miss that one too. The Storm really struggling from the land beyond in this game. Trayvon Lathan quickly back the other way. He got away with a walk, I think. And the putback and one, good enough for Moncton. They are now down by 3.
Strong foul number 33, Dwayne Smith, that'll be his first, to the team's second.
(29-26), 10:20 left here in the second quarter. Smith, he's trapped, gonna get it back up to Chang Gang. 12 on the clock. The Storm have to get something going here. They're gonna go with Chang Gang. He hit a 3 in the first. He's gonna opt to pass out of that one. And the Storm look a little bit out of sync to start the second quarter here. McNally back up top. Here's George. Dribbling all around DeRoche. Not a good look. 2 Storm players all over Lathan, and DeRoche tried to get it to him. That's a tough pass for anyone to make. Al Stewart now wide open. He had more space than he thought. He drills it. Scoring leaders in this one, Jonte and Chang Gang both have 7 apiece. Rebounding is, of course, Antonio Ballard. He has 6 already, and that was just first quarter rebounds. Ballard about to check back into the game. Here's Lathan up top. He's got a height advantage over Sean Van Zandt, and he scores it in his face. Good defense from Van Zandt. Had a hand right there, but Lathan was just a little bit taller, jumped over him. He couldn't do much about that. Screen coming up top from Chang Gang. Enough space for Van Zandt to throw one up. He couldn't get it. Offensive putback, trying to get it in. Dwayne Smith all over the glass. They're going to say it is going to stay with the Storm. Nick O'Corey checking back in. He had a good first quarter. They'll need his offense, no doubt. Here's Ballard, possibly the league MVP, definitely the Storm MVP this season. He's back into the game. Struggled offensively in the first, all over the glass though. Here's Changang, spin move and one. There we go for Steve Changang. He's got 9 points now. What a spin move by Changang, able to create enough space for himself. And now he'll go to the free throw line where he shoots over 65%. Changang completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and with 8:30 left here in the second, the Storm are back up by 6. That's going to be a turnover for Moncton. And Moncton with 5 turnovers. The Storm have 4. So that's not a major issue for either team so far. O'Corey up top. He's going to take that 3, and that is a brick. Actually didn't even hit rim. Here come the Miracles, 3-on-1, and that's too easy. George slams that one down. Ballard, he's going to take it in on George, and rejected by George. Had his mitts all over that. George then had the ball taken right out of his hands. They're going to say a foul will be called, though. Not sure who it's on yet. Antonio Ballard yet to score a point. He's 0-3 from the field. The Miracle is probably happy with that, but they'd have to wonder how much longer that's going to last for. You will not keep one of the best players in the league scoreless much longer, that's for sure. Here's DeRoche. Nice take from him. He's going to the line.
Storm foul number 5, Antonio Ballard. That'll be his second.
Alex DeRoche, generally a quiet player against the Storm. He played 10 regular season games against the Storm. He had, or averaged, 3 points in those games. So as the season progressed, he did start to do more for the Miracles against the Storm. At one point, we didn't see him too much in the game, but then he started becoming a regular. I remember a few weeks ago here in Prince Edward Island, he lit up the Storm and played a majority of the game, especially in the fourth quarter, and he was all over the glass for Moncton. So the Storm have to work at boxing out. Adrian Moss checking back in. Al Stewart coming out now. I'm Brett Poirier. You can follow me on Twitter at BrettPo or at BrettNBA. Check out the Storm at Island Pro Ball, or check them out on Facebook, Storm Basketball. Here is Changang up top, handoff to Moss. Changang, he's trapped. Nice passing from the Storm. O'Corey, 4-3, not that time. Underneath is Ballard, and his first points of the game come off an offensive rebound. And the Storm, struggling mightily from the land beyond, have only hit 3 in this game, have missed 9 of those. And here comes the Storm running. Nice find, and a third attempt, it's good. What pass work from Ed Jones to Adrian Moss, back and forth, playing the 2-man game. And the other way, whoa, what was that for Lathan? He getting up there hard. Joe Salerno yelling at his guys, telling them, get back, get back. Back to a 4-point game, 5 minutes, 44 left here in the second. Screen set by Ballard now. Jones frees himself up, and he throws up a brick. Didn't hit the rim also. Ed Jones, nice closeout on McNally. Didn't allow him to get the shot up. Trayvon Lathan, he's double teamed. Lathan didn't seem too bothered, but his shot just a little off the mark. Hesitation move by O'Corey. Puts up a lay-in, no good. Fighting for the loose ball. Steve Changang got away with a foul perhaps. McNally is furious, and Changang scores. McNally is furious right now. Coach Truax also angry. They're saying McNally was grabbed. Entry pass to Lathan. And that was broken apart. It will be Miracles basketball. We will have a timeout here in the second quarter. A 6-point lead for the Storm. We'll be right back here at East Link Center. Miracles on the inbound. Lathan has it up top. And the officials here are going to waive whatever just happened. They're going to say it was an off-ball foul. Foul's going to go against Brandon Webster. So it looks like Steve Changang and him were mixing it up down low. Changang got the benefit of the doubt that time. Nico Corey, he took an extra step. Shuffling them puppies. You have to make sure you plant one foot before you take off, because with the dribble moves and the quickness of these players, if you don't take off at the right moment, you're going to get whistled for a call every time. It's not the NBA where we see LeBron get that extra dribble almost every time. Here's DeRoche up top for three, and another air ball. No good looks from three. We haven't really seen any good makes, one or two, I suppose. But besides that, in the first quarter, nothing in this one. Changang on Webster. Looking to post up. Going to kick it back out to Williams. Oliver McNally. Corey on him. A switch now. Ballard's guarding him. Back down to Webster. Nice defense by Changang. Pops out of Brandon Webster's hands. And Moss has it. Entry pass down to Williams. Poked away by McNally. Williams chases it back. Changang put a shot up. Shot fake up, I should say. And nice entry pass to Ballard. He gets the basket. Antonio Ballard getting on the scoreboard once again, all over the glass. Here's Lathan in a crowd. Somehow he manages to get the tough shot up. And definitely a legitimate argument for a foul call there, but it looks like the Storm players did go up and came down in the same spot, so that usually means no call. That will be a call. It will go against Williams. He climbed the back of a Miracles player, so that will be an off-ball foul for him. His first foul of the game. And the Storm have 4 fouls now. The Miracles with 3 fouls. So it doesn't look like we'll be seeing much free throw shooting. With 4 minutes and 14 seconds left, the Storm are up 42-36 here in the second. Lathan trapped again. The Storm really doing a good job closing out, and the help defense has been perfect in this game. We haven't seen many breakdowns at all. Nice passing by Moncton, and this is too easy this time for Jonte. And surprisingly, he didn't take the wide open shot, and he traveled with it. Cordell Jonte can hit that shot almost every time, only about 15 feet away from the basket, wide open. And for some reason, he neglected to take it and dribbled into traffic. Can't understand why he would do that when he was hitting those in the first quarter. Here's Ballard. Rolling is Changang. What a game he's putting together. He's adding to it there. Steve Changang has 14 first half points, and we see this time to time from Changang. He will just light up the scoring and take over this game. He gets the rebound. Nice defense, standing his ground, and the other way. Here's Okori. That's a travel. At least the official's going to say. And I'm not sure about that. That happened really quick, but it looks like he caught that in the right spot. That's a tough call. It's very tough. Let's watch the replay here. He catches, he lands. That's tough, but that's definitely... He catches it on the release and then he jumps. That's not a travel call, actually. That shouldn't have been a call. You can make the argument maybe for a double dribble, but really, because he didn't even dribble, that's a no-brainer. I don't think you call anything on that one. McNally back up top to Maine. He can hit that all day long, but he throws up another errant shot. And here is a good 3-on-1 wide open for Moss. Oh, and that's the same situation, and no call there. And one, though. Jeremy Williams scores. And you can watch this one more time as Moss was coming down. And this exact same situation. I don't understand why it would be called one time and not the other. Okori caught it in the air, came down, and then jumped back up. So the refs have to be more consistent with their calls. We will be right back here from Charlottetown at Eastlink Center. I am Brett Poirier. The Storm are up by 10 on Sports Live. Back here in Charlottetown, Game 2 of the NBL playoffs, Round 1 between the Storm and the Miracles. These two teams were a 5-5 dead even season split, 4-1 at home respectively were both teams. So the Storm won Game 1 at home, and home court advantage is huge. The Storm were able to retain their home court advantage, but a win here from Moncton would change that. McNally tried to swipe it away. Here comes Ballard slamming it down. Wow! But on the other end, Steve Changang is down. He's going to be helped up. Fortunately, he is okay. You cannot afford to lose Changang in this game. They would have absolutely no true center. I don't know how they would play it. And a great look at that last dunk on the replay. It was a pretty sweet dunk. Love to see Ballard get up there, rise above all, and grab the rim down. There's Lathan underneath. Right-handed lay-in, too easy for him. An 11-point game here. 2 minutes left. Williams. Now O'Corey, screen set by Williams. O'Corey's going to go the other way, under the basket. Changang a little inside the three-point line. He sticks it. Steve Changang, what a game. He's got 8 already. Pardon me, he's got 16. But that 8 rebounds would be Antonio Ballard. So he's all over the glass, and Changang all over the score sheet. And fighting for the rebound. It's going to pop out of Changang's hands underneath that one. Another easy basket for Lathan. And now getting tangled up underneath Steve Changang and Oliver McNally. So a little mix-up there as Steve Changang and McNally were getting tangled up off the basketball, a few feet from the basket. We can look at the replay here and see exactly what happened. So fighting for the basketball here. Underneath, Lathan hits it, and then you can see McNally. It was actually McNally who came over to prevent, it looked like perhaps, Sylvania Watkins from getting in the face of Steve Changang. Screen set by Changang, rolling to the basket. O'Corey hits the lay-in. The Storm are up by 13 now. They are rolling, giving Moncton headaches defensively. Sylvania Watkins going to try that three. Oh my goodness. Sylvania Watkins hit the three and his feet didn't leave the ground. He shot that like a free throw. Telegraphic pass picked off from O'Corey. Lathan running up court. This would hurt McNally for 3, not that time. The Storm catch a break and they can't let that happen again. Hard shot and down on the other end. Adrian Moss looks like he hit his head. Trayvon Lathan down, also down on the court. Nick O'Corey, a few players are down right now. And Adrian Moss is down, and he looks like he might be down for the count here. This doesn't look good right now, holding his head. Hopefully he's okay. He is moving, so that's a good sign. They're going to try and help him up, thankfully. He's still sitting down. Trainers are tending to his head right now. Now Coach Joe Salerno coming over to check on his guy. Al Stewart about to check in for Moss. And that whole play was a pretty sloppy sequence for both teams. In total, 4 players ended up on the ground. Here's Adrian Moss getting helped up. He's still holding on to himself here. So let's watch the whole sequence unfold. Running down is O'Corey, pass to Moss, and O'Corey is hit, and we can't really see exactly what happens, but we can see he goes down hard, and he's holding his head, rolling around on the court. So we see Adrian Moss walking by himself to the locker room right now. So a good sign. Hopefully he's able to return, one of the best scoring point guards in this entire league, and the Storm don't want to lose him. O'Corey completes that play, puts his team up by 13. Adrian Moss has 5 points already in this game, 2 of 4 shooting. It is Nick O'Corey who has 10 points now in this game. Trayvon Lathan for 3. 48 seconds left remaining in the half. It is a 10-point ball game. Entry pass into Changang. Good defense thus far from Watkins. A foul is called. Watkins saying his hands were up straight. The officials disagree. And a quick note here to everyone watching, check out the Facebook group, NBL Canada Fans. It is a Facebook group, and it is for all NBL fans in the country, I suppose, to interact with each other, talk with each other, talk about the games, the players, the scores. So check them out, NBL Canada Fans on Facebook. Steve Changang hits that one, adding to his point total. He now has 17, going for his 18th point. And I don't have the official stat on this yet, but I think that would be 18 now. I think that is a record for him in a single half. I know he did have 15 at one half, I believe. That was at home a few months ago. McNally is fouled in the front court. A little hand check by Stewart. Bonus situation, so Oliver McNally, the Harvard product, step into the free throw line. Oliver McNally played a brief stint with the Storm in preseason, was released. He hits his first free throw. He's been pretty good against the Storm, averaging 11 points per game in games played. And there he is right now at the line. And for a guard, he does pretty well against the Storm. He's almost at 4 rebounds per game. He's a pretty solid guard, good strength, good build to him, so he can get in there and rough it up with some of the bigger guys in the league. He doesn't mind getting in. And really, with the way he plays, he's not a pure shooter, so he likes to get physical, and he'll go right to the basket on most of his looks. Just like Sean Van Zandt on that play, he can't score. 2 seconds left. Moncton's going to heave up a last-ditch shot. No good. And that will wrap up the first half, 58-47. We'll be back here in the third quarter. Back here to start the third quarter here at Eastlink Center. Game 2, the NBL playoffs. Round 1 between the Moncton Miracles Island Storm. Here's Oliver McNally. Picks up his dribble, and that's a double dribble. He knew it. Put his head up, looked at the sky the second he did. The Storm are up 58-47, an 11-point lead here to start the third quarter. Adrian Moss back in the game, a great sign. We weren't sure what to expect after he went down in the second with what appeared to be a head injury. Here's Ballard to Williams, up top to Moss. So we'll have to monitor Moss just to see how he's doing. He looks to be good so far. Oh, but he threw up an air ball, so maybe that hit to the head is interfering with him a little bit. Here's McNally to Watkins. Nice pass down low. But not able to complete it is Johnny Main. Here come the Storm running. Looking to slow things down. Here's Ballard. Up top, back to Antonio. Trying to go down low. And they're going to say an offensive foul. It looks like Changang might have hit Sylvania Watkins in the neck area. Watkins went down hard. He's holding his neck right now. So fortunately, no severe injuries there. Those upper body injuries, always a scare. Jonte up top. McNally dribbling around, kicked back up. Spin move, and the basket goes. Pardon me, the basket doesn't go, but it will be 2 free throws coming up. Jonte will be stepping to the free throw line. Looking at some first half numbers, it was the Storm who owned that first half, completely dominating the glass among other areas. Turnovers were pretty even. Really no team was able to jump ahead of that, and especially second chance points. The Storm did jump ahead of that, 17-4. So kind of odd. The turnovers weren't majorly favoring one team, but the Storm were able to capitalize on the turnovers that were that Moncton committed. So very good. Moncton bench though, 24 to the Storm's 10. So the Storm going to have to look to use their bench. These two teams play on Friday again. They have one night off, one game on. So you can't play your guys extremely hard minutes. Here comes Maine. Underneath, rejected by Williams. McNally couldn't even get a shot up. Nice block on the weak side. Here's Daly. Changang on him. Turning around, shot over Changang, no basket. Antonio Ballard grabs that board. He now has 11 rebounds. So working on a double-double is Ballard. He is fouled now on the floor, so that will not be 2 shots. Ball out of bounds for the Island. Looking at a few other numbers. The turnovers, like I said, they were pretty even. The Storm only had 8 and Moncton with 9. So both teams really controlling the basketball, something we didn't really see too well from Moncton in the first game. Changang adding to his point total. He now has 20. Leading the way for Moncton in scoring, Trayvon Lathan. He had 13, and there is a 3 for Johnny Main. 10-point game, 62-52. Storm on top. Much credit of that lead will go to Steve Changang as Antonio Ballard streaks in and puts the floater up and in. McNally to Daly. Trying to use glass, no luck that time. Adrian Moss, nice pass. What a play. Okori with the backdoor cut, and what a find from Moss. One of the best passers in the entire league. And Okori able to finish easily. Dribbling around. Here's McNally, hands it off to Jonte. Back to McNally, and a 2-man game. As Jonte pops out of his hands, 9 on the shot clock. Shoots over Williams, and he hits it. Really impressed with what I'm seeing from Jonte. He's really elevated his game, shooting 4 of 8 in this one. His 11 points now. Moss down to Ballard. Hit the shoe of Sylvania Watkins. No kick ball violation, so Moncton able to run with it the other way. Watkins trying to go in by himself. Alley-oop. I think that's what he was trying to do. Jermaine Daly caught it anyway. 66-56 with just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Moss, he's going to hand it off to a wide open Jeremy Williams who can't connect, but oh my goodness, there we go. Antonio Ballard cleaning up the mess. Look at that, soaring above all. That's 2 dunks from him in this game, and a foul on the floor as McNally tried to get it to the hoop. Looking at the way the season shaped up, the Windsor Express with the best record, 29-11. Behind them was Brampton, 28-13. Then St. John, London. The Storm came in 5th. Ottawa, and then Moncton at 14-16, 26 to end the season. Basket there, no good for Maine. Halifax came in 8th, and then Mississauga came last at an 11-30 record. Basket no good from Moss that time. Struggling to open up the third quarter with the exception of a few great passes, though. And there is Maine, a deep 3 for him. He's keeping his team in this game. They are now down by 9. O'Corey, he loses it off his knee. Williams picks it up. He goes right to the basket and scores. Williams, right place, right time for him. He's doing well this quarter. Nice pass behind the back, taking it in and trying to take it on the numbers. Steve Changang tried to draw a charge. Jonte couldn't score, and he tossed it out of bounds back to the Storm.
Now into the ball game for the Island Storm, number 1, Sean Van Zandt.
Sean Van Zandt checking back in this game for the Storm. We see him averaging about 7 points, 1 rebound per game, and about 2.4 assists per game against the Moncton Miracles this season, and a block on that end, and quickly the other way, and 1 for Jermaine Daly. The Miracles will not go away. They will not keep fighting. They're down by 9 once again, 70-61. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the third. Jermaine Daly is at the free throw line. Daly completes the 3-point play. An 8-point margin in the score here. Nice spin by Moss, but he couldn't get anywhere with it. Nice take by him. He left it hanging at the rim underneath Ballard. Third opportunity perhaps for the Storm. It will be. Moss pump fake, and a foul is called on the floor. Jonte stuck his mitts in there. They're going to say he hit Adrian Moss on the wrist. I'm Brett Poirier. You can follow me on Twitter at BrettPo or at BrettNBA. Tweet any questions, comments, concerns my way. I'll be sure to answer anything on the air. And follow the Storm on Twitter at Island Pro Ball. Check them out on Facebook, Storm Basketball. Jeremy Williams for 3. Back to an 11-point game, and the Storm keeping that margin just big enough. Jonte has it up top. Williams dumps it down low to Trayvon Lathan in traffic. 3 Storm players around him. He wasn't bothered by that, and he put it up and in. Moss dribbled it in, dribbled it back out. And a turnover by Williams. Here comes Lathan. A hard foul, and Moss gets sent to the ground. He got the worst of that deal. Lathan will be at the free throw line for 2.
Storm foul number 3, Adrian Moss. That'll be his second.
We have a timeout on the court. We'll be right back here from East Link Center. Back here with Trayvon Lathan at the line after he was hacked by Adrian Moss on the fast break. So a shout out to a few people. We have Paula Mazarol, who is watching from Calgary tonight. Her husband Harvey working hard on the stats down baseline. But we know Paula's watching, so wishing you all the best with the new grandchild out in Calgary. And a shout out to my grandparents, Honey and Boppy, who are watching back home, and my folks who are catching the game, and everyone in Summerside checking up on their Storm. And across PEI, we thank you for tuning in this evening, Wednesday night, NBL playoff action here on Sports Live. Changang, he's working on George, trying to post him up. He's going to turn, spin, and he can't hit that one. Underneath Williams, nice take, and he scores. Jeremy Williams putting together a great game. He now has 16 in this one. And a quiet 16. You like to see that. Just doing the little things and getting a lot of loose ball buckets. That time we have Trayvon Lathan on the other end. He will not be quiet. He is 19 now. The foul will go against Steve Changang. That is his third foul of the game, and the Storm have to be careful with this now. With the 6 foul limit, you have to monitor his minutes, because if he gets one more this quarter, you'd have to think he'll come out of the game until the fourth quarter starts, because he has 20 already. And how about Antonio Ballard? Antonio Ballard with 14 rebounds already. He's 6'5", everyone. He plays like he's 7 feet. Then again, he plays like a guard because he's so quick and versatile. So that's why I think he deserves to win MVP this year. I will be voting for him, no doubt about it. Look at Antonio Ballard once again coming in. He's got 14 now, so 14 and 14. He's got his double-double long ago. Lathan to George, back up top to Main for 3, and he hits it. Johnny Main lighting up in this half. He now has only 9 points, I suppose, but most of those coming in this half with threes. A 6-point game, 77-71. The Storm really do need to win this game. They don't want to give up home court advantage. Trying to draw the foul. It will be a charge instead. Adrian Moss arguing the call, but you really can't argue that. It looks like he did take an extra step. Trying to draw the foul, I should say. You like to see what he was trying to do, but the officials sometimes don't bite on that. On the court for the Storm, we have Al Stewart, Antonio Ballard, Steve Changang, Jeremy Williams, Sean Van Zandt. For the Miracles, Sylvania Watkins, Travis George, Johnny Main. Also out there, Trayvon Lathan and Jermaine Daly. Lathan dribbling in a hard move. A foul will be called against Al Stewart. Stewart in disbelief with the call, and so is Coach Joe Salerno, and now we hear boos from the crowd.
Foul, number 10, Al Stewart.
And not good for the Storm. It is bonus situation, so free throws for the Miracles the rest of the way with just about 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Not a good sign for the Storm. Lathan hits that one. Back to a 5-point deficit for the Miracles. Stewart to Williams. Changang calling for it up top. He hit one in the first. He's going to pump fake, go in hard. Nice take by him, and he scores. Wow, what a shot. Look at this take from Changang. He goes in, and he uses the right hand in glass. That's a tough shot. Lathan on Stewart. And Stewart picks his pocket. Al Stewart, he's got a wide open lane. Good defense by Daly to come back and draw the foul. A nice foul from him, preventing the easy 2 points for the Storm. Nothing easy in the playoffs, that's for sure. Looking at a few other games around the league, the Mississauga Power were at Windsor yesterday, and it was the Express winning that game. Not a huge surprise. The Express probably the best team in the league at this point, record-wise at least. And they won 105-97, leading the way in scoring. An incredible output we saw from Lewis, who had 35 points. Incredible. And then we saw Chris Collins, who had 29. So big scoring outputs for them. Stewart at the line. And he hits his free throws, back to a 9-point game for the Storm. Ed Jones checking in. Jones has been quiet in this one. His last, I suppose even last game against Moncton, we didn't see much from him. So look to get him going because he's a great offensive source. He pops in the games, kind of like Doug McKinney. He can an easy trigger, get a three off pretty much in any situation from Jones. Stepping back is Lathan. 7 on the clock. Over Ballard for 3. In and out. Offensive putback. Travis George. He is fired up right now. He wanted that one to fall, though, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Storm Ballard 50, Steve Chankang. That will be his fourth.
And Doug McKinney, Prince Edward Island native, will check back into the game.
Number 20, McKinney.
Here's Travis George hitting his first free throw.
Foul line from number 34, Travis George.
George hitting both of those free throws. Pretty good game from him. And that's going to pop out of bounds. Al Stewart had it poked away. Will be Storm basketball, 19 on the shot clock. 81-74, 2 minutes 48 seconds left in the third. Here's Jones. We'd like to see him hit this one, and he can't. Ed Jones only with 2 points in that last game. Not much better tonight, but a little uncharacteristic for him, to say the least. He normally can put up 10. That's what he averages. Any given night, he can put up any higher than that. So I don't know how much longer these little low output scoring games will last as a 3 goes for Daly. Back to a 5-point game. These Miracles will not get out of here. They're making it very tough for the Storm, who are playing very well in this game. The Storm almost shooting 50%, 34 of 69 shooting. The Miracles at 45%. The Storm shooting 100% from the free throw line. The Miracles at 70%. Misses that one is Jermaine Daly. Couldn't connect his 3-point play together. Three-point shooting, still a bit of an issue for the Storm, though. They're at 4 of 16 from the way and beyond. The Miracles are at 6 of 16, so they hit 2 more from there. Jones up top to McKinney. That's all day for McKinney. He's going to pass it up, though. Al Stewart now has it. He's going to take the little mid-range shot. Actually, that was a long-range 2 instead. Al Stewart just dribbled about 2 feet in from the 3-point line and hits that one. No call there for Watkins on the putback. Trayvon Lathan scores. A 5-point game once again. Just under 2 to play here in the third quarter. Doug McKinney not passing that one up, and that's short. Ed Jones, his putback couldn't go. He was looking for a foul. Travis George, Doug McKinney guarding him. Tough assignment for McKinney. George is a big player. Putback for Lathan. Lathan is causing headaches for the Storm right now, and the Storm have to do a better job of boxing him out. He's not a particularly large player, but he has 5 rebounds in this game to go along with 22 points. Lathan and Changang leading the way respectively with 22 points for their clubs. Trayvon Lathan hits that one in his first game, which was Monday, game 1 against the Storm. 14 points, only played 22 minutes in that one. He'll play much more than that. He's already played more in this game, so we'll probably see much of Lathan in the fourth quarter. Game 3 going in Moncton. That's a big game for these clubs. If Moncton loses, they have to get that win or they are out. And if the Storm lose tonight, that game in Moncton, Game 3, is such a pivotal game.
Foul, number 7, Sylvania Moncton. That's be his 4th. That's the team's 4th. On the foul line to shoot 2. For the Storm, Antonio Ballard. Now into the ball game from Moncton, number 55, Oliver McNabb.
Antonio Ballard step into the line. His team up by only 3 now. Ballard hits the first free throw. 84-80. Just a buck and change left in the third. And it looks like it'll be a very close fourth quarter. And we're going to have to expect a lot of minutes from the key players in the game, which we'll have to see how that transfers to the first quarter on Friday's game. If there's any fatigue, any rust from the guys. There'll probably be some fatigue because a lot of guys are going to have to play heavy minutes in the fourth. Here comes Jones slicing in. He gets the lay-in to fall. Nice take from Jones. Using the left hand, he scores. Crowd chanting defense. Lathan, his team down by 7, turning around, getting Jones in the air. Couldn't score that one. Lathan inbounding. Travis George hands it off to Lathan. A fresh 24 for the Miracles. Loads of time here. Humphreys, who just checked in, hasn't played much today. That's going to be a foul, a blocking foul. McNally went hard to the rim.
Storm foul number 20, Doug McKinney. That's his 3rd.
McKinney with 3 fouls in this one.
Over the limit. Oliver McNally will go to the foul line and he's shoot 2.
McNally stepping to the line for the Miracles. Hits his first one. Wasn't bothered by the horns that were going off loud here in Charlottetown. The fans really getting into these playoffs. Great support they're receiving, this hometown team. McNally hits both of his free throws.
Now into the ball game for Moncton, number 14, Alex Garage.
We're under 24 seconds to play, so the Storm will have the final shot of the third quarter. McNally is down on Stewart, and a screen coming here. Oh, that was thrown to the first row. Miscommunication. O'Corey thought Stewart would be around the three-point line, but Stewart started cutting earlier. So now the Miracles have 9 seconds to get a good shot, so enough time for a really good shot. Here's Humphreys. McNally, pump fake. And the last second shot, no good. That will end the third quarter, 87-82. Stick around for the fourth. It will be a good one. Back here to start the fourth quarter. Doug McKinney underneath, slams it down. Nice entry pass from Stewart. McNally guarded by Stewart. A screen set from Daly. Here's Humphrey, 12 seconds on the clock, guarded by O'Corey. Entry pass to Daly now. Daly shoots over McKinney. That one's short. Al Stewart to O'Corey. And O'Corey is fouled on the pass to the baseline. Doug McKinney hit the three after the whistle. Will not count for the Storm. 89-82 is the score. 11:18 left in the fourth and final quarter here on Sports Live at Eastlink Center. I'm Brett Poirier on the play-by-play tonight. I'm joined by my statistician, Thomas Beliveau. Nick O'Corey drills it. And the Storm are feeling it. This place is rocking right now. A 9-point advantage for the home team. Turnaround, no good for George. Nice board by McKinney. Holding his ground there with the much bigger George breathing down his neck. Al Stewart in traffic, kicks it to Williams for three, and he hits it! Jeremy Williams hits the three, and just like that, Moncton will hit the timeout button. We'll be right back here on Sports Live. Back here in the fourth quarter. What an entertaining game. It is a 12-point lead for the Storm, but the Miracles looking to fight back in this one. Travis George with the bucket. And just a reminder, I have been told just a minute ago that there will be a Storm bus heading to Moncton for the Friday game that will take place in Moncton, of course. Jump ball will be called. Getting pulled up off the ground, Jeremy Williams. And it's going to be Moncton possession with the arrow. So just a reminder, the Storm will be taking a bus over for fans to go check out the game in Moncton on Friday. I have yet to receive word if there will be one going over on Sunday. I guess that will depend on the success. And we will be putting a link directly on the website and the Twitter on how you can take the bus over. So stay tuned for that after the game. McNally throws up a prayer, no good. That was a tough shot for him, a quick release. Travis George, McKinney on him. George spinning on McKinney, and he throws one up really high. That one had no hope. Al Stewart running. He finds Jones. Jones passed up the three. He's going to go inside instead. Almost was able to convert the layup. Left it short at the rim. And picked off. Here comes O'Corey. He goes in. He is fouled. Grabbed by George. And back to the line will be Nick O'Corey. A 10-point lead now for the Storm. I've yet to use my sick, wicked, and nasty line, so I'm hoping there's something that's well-deserving of that in the fourth quarter. So stay tuned for that. And, of course, you will be hearing my turn out the light, the party's over quote if the Storm are able to win this game. So you don't want to miss those two things. So stay around for the conclusion of this game. There's O'Corey at the line. He's got 13 now. Make that 14. And a nice Wednesday night crowd on hand here. A very loud crowd. A lot of fans have clappers. I'm not exactly sure where they got them. They must be giving them out somewhere, but they're using them to the full advantage. It's loud in here. And all things considered, a Wednesday night game, very tough to work with. This obviously is a weekend league, and it excels on the weekend. So it's unfortunate the way the schedule worked out. A turnover there for Moncton. McNally's pass went right through the hands of Humphrey. Nonetheless, the Storm making the best of it, and the players aren't affected by when they play. As long as there's people here supporting them, they're going to play hard, give it their 110% all the time. Here's Stuart O'Corey. McNally playing tight defense on him. Jeremy Williams 4-3. Jay Will hits it. There we go. What a game from Jeremy Williams. He and Steve Changang, along with the rebounding of Antonio Ballard, have been mighty impressive. Humphrey in traffic. Up to George. George takes it in. And the putback. Jermaine Daly. You got to put a body on him. You can't let him run right through the lane after a shot was up. You know where he's going, and that's right to the bucket. Al Stewart falls out of bounds. His attempted pass to Doug McKinney couldn't make it, and it's back to Moncton possession. A 13-point deficit for the Miracles with 9 minutes to go. They have lots of time, but they can't keep fooling around. They have to get some baskets, and they have to get some stops, most importantly. Here's Lathan. Leaves it short at the rim. Here's O'Corey. Nice body control. He gets it. What hang time from O'Corey. Look at this. McNally on him. He stays in the air. Suspended in time almost. He was up there for almost a second. McNally, that's a three just on the line. Nice shot from him coming off a screen. Both teams lighting it up now. 101-89. 7:50 left here in the third. Pardon me, the fourth. I guess I was suspended in time there. Screen set by McKinney. McKinney's wide open. He's going to take that three. Nice pump fake, and McKinney hits it. That gets this place going. Look at the pump fake. Gets McNally in the air, and McNally didn't have time to recover. McKinney's fired up. This crowd is fired up. Pass picked off. A mishap that time. Wide underneath is Trayvon Lathan. Lathan has had a few lucky bounces in this one. Lathan has 26 now, leading all scores. Al Stewart gets the bucket. Almost had an and one play. He will go to the charity stripe for two. Looking at some games coming up the rest of the week, the St. John Millrats will be hosting the Halifax Raymond. You don't want to miss that one. That's going to be tomorrow at Harbor Station. And that last game went to overtime, and the Millrats ultimately lost. So no one really expected the number 1 seed to lose the first game to the number 4 seed, but it happened. So that's a lot of pressure right now on the home team, which would be the Millrats. You have to get this win. You cannot lose both home games to open a series. Halifax will only need one win at home to win the series after that. So they have to be very cautious the way the rest of this series plays out, and they can't afford to do that. Also, Mississauga Power, Windsor Express. That was a good game last night. That will be back at Hershey Center tomorrow. Al Stewart connects on his free throws. 106-91. This game's starting to break apart. Here comes Adrian Moss checking in for the Storm. On the court, we have Moss, Ballard, Changang with Jones and O'Corey. For the Miracles, Trayvon Lathan, Jonte, Humphrey. Here's Moss, and then that is in the corner who just hit the shot, Johnny Min. He's been very good from the land beyond today. Adrian Moss finds Ballard. Ballard with a hard take and one coming up. That was sick, wicked, and nasty for Antonio Ballard. Look at this. Just throws it up behind his head and he completes the 3-point play. So I just used my famous line there, and maybe we'll get to use it again. There's still 6 minutes to play. Hopefully there will be another opportunity for that. Antonio Ballard now has 18 points. We're going to make it 19. And he gets that, not to mention he has 15 boards. We've seen games like this from Ballard where he literally can score 15, 18 points and have more rebounds than his points. Incredible. Here's Humphrey. Quick three, he hits it. This game is not anywhere near over. A 12-point lead for the Storm, and that's not safe. Shangang turnover there. Lathan now leading the miracle charge. He's going to get to the basket. Can't complete the play. Left it short at the rim. Lathan is furious, looking for a call. That's going to be a foul, and the call is finally made. Joe Salerno breathes a sigh of relief. And it is bonus situation. The Miracles have 5 fouls in the quarter. And how about this? The Storm have not committed 1 foul in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. So they can afford to be very aggressive the rest of the way. A huge advantage for them. Ballard hits that one. Ballard at the line. What a game from him. I could talk for hours about Antonio Ballard and the mean that he has to the team. And he's going to get a second chance here at the free throw. There's going to be a lane violation against Moncton. Not exactly sure who went in early, but it looked like it could have been Johnny Main. So Ballard will get another opportunity here. His team with 110 points and 6 minutes to play. They've been getting whatever they wanted. And offensively, Moncton's done well too. Like I said, from that first game, the Storm led 92.6% of the game. Trayvon Lathan. And this game, very similar. Moncton only led 3% of the game on Monday, and it will be very, very similar. They haven't led very much in this one at all, if any, actually. Here's Moss, frees himself up, mid-range jumper, and he sticks it. Lathan finds a wide-open McNally. He was wide open. Nice closeout. And get entangled up. Shangang and Lathan, they're gonna shake hands, and they're okay now. And now a little confusion. Joe Salerno talking to the scorers table. And now everyone's looking at the scorers table for some reason. I guess they're trying to figure out who has the possession arrow.
Here's the 50-50 number. 3, 6,
And it's going to be Moncton it's going to be Storm basketball is the verdict because it was Moncton on the last jump ball.
6, 4, 3, 5. If you have that ticket, bring it down to the scorers table.
Here's Changang. His pass intercepted, going into the crowd. Humphrey, lucky he didn't take anyone out. That was a close call. Five minutes, 3 seconds left. It is a 14-point lead for the Storm. Miracles not able to chop into this lead within 7 points. It's been pretty much Storm basketball the rest of the way. Okori throws up a prayer with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Rebound chased down by Jones. And the Storm would be very wise to slow this game down. Antonio Ballard hits the three, 116-99, and you can turn out the lights. The party's over. This game is going to be won by the Island Storm. Jonte guarded by Changang. A few good defensive possessions for the Storm would pretty much put the nail in the coffin. The three, no good. And now you can see Coach Truax saying it's a shooting foul, it's a shooting foul.
Storm foul number 50, Steve Changang.
And Truax is furious on the sideline. He's arguing with the official right now, saying that was a shooting foul, and he might have a case. That did look like that was in the act of shooting. Nonetheless, the official saying it is not the case, and it will be Moncton basketball out of bounds where they can't hit the shot. And that's a react. I don't like that call at all. That's not the kind of call you like. Steve Changang got his elbow up there. McNally definitely flopped. We have to see a replay on that. That's a tough call. Joe Salerno on the sideline, furious. The fans are booing here. And Steve Changang ticketed with his 5th foul. That one hurts. The fans are not happy at all. So we'll get a replay racked up on that one in a second. Both teams coming together here.
Season ticket holder of Storm basketball this year. You have an opportunity to buy Shania Twain tickets tomorrow at the box office here at East Lake Center.
And a cool promotion going on here. Storm season ticket holders are able to get their hands on Shania Twain tickets a little bit earlier, able to purchase them tomorrow at the box office. So a really cool promotion because you know those Shania Twain tickets are going to go hot. Just announced about a week ago that Shania Twain will be coming to Prince Edward Island. She doesn't tour very often, so a huge honor to have her in Charlottetown on Labor Day weekend. Rebound tracked down by O'Corey. Here he comes running, kicked out. Adrian Moss, pump fake, gets Humphrey in the air, and Moss connects. It is now a growing lead. Nothing seems to stop the bleeding for Moncton. 118-99. A 19-point deficit. Moncton needs to act really quick if they have any hope. Leaving it hanging at the rim was Lathan. Lathan, second chance, gets it.
Great ball, Lathan.
3:48 left in this game. It has been a good one, but it looks like it will be another semi-blowout for the Storm. They have taken care of business at home. Moncton's going to have to do the same in this series. They can't lose another game the rest of the way. Here is Jay Will in the corner. Jay Will, are you kidding me? What a game from Williams. He has 25, leading all Storm scorers. And rejected at the rim. Jonte couldn't get his shot up as Jones got his mitts on that one. Here's Maine. Down to Jonte, guarded by Jones. And Jonte scores 121-103. Be very smart for especially the Storm right now to maybe utilize some of their bench players. No need to have your starters in risking an injury or anything else. With under 3 minutes to go and an 18-point lead, this game is done. So Antonio Ballard, who has 24 points, 16 rebounds on 9 of 15 shooting after really struggling to open up the game, made it a great game for himself. But you'd have to think the MVP of this game would have to go to the underdog, perhaps Jeremy Williams or Steve Changang, who stepped it up. Changang with a remarkable first half, and it was Williams who took care of business in the second half. Ballard hits the free throws. His team back up by 19. 122-103. 2:40 left here in the fourth. Here's Humphrey. Humphrey creates space for himself. His shot short. Jonte with the rebound. Gonna say a foul will go against O'Corey.
Foul number 21. Check that. Storm foul number 21. O'Corey.
And Steve Changang, who is out with foul trouble, probably won't have to play the rest of this game. It would be nice to see some additional minutes perhaps for Van Zandt, Smith, Graham or Doug McKinney, who haven't played much in this game. Casey Love is out of this game. Didn't exactly get a reason why for some reason. I don't know why I wasn't told that, but he was walking. He looked fine, maybe just a little under the weather or something. So hopefully he'll be in uniform on Friday for the Storm. Humphrey, his shot no good. And the misses are starting to pile up for Moncton now from the land beyond. They're now 9 of 23. Humphrey to McNally. McNally creates space, rejected. What a block. You don't see that, a jump shooter getting blocked every day, but O'Corey got up there, elevated with McNally, and brought the ball right back down. Al Stewart and Doug McKinney will be checking in for the Storm. Doug McKinney with a nice game. He had 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, hit 1 from 3. And Al Stewart also played well. 3 of 4 shooting, 10 points, 4 dimes. Overall, just a great game from this home team. The Storm really, from start to finish, had no major areas of weakness, didn't let up for 1 minute. And the Moncton Miracles didn't necessarily play a bad game. In fact, I think they did really well tonight. The Storm were just too much to handle. They went with their bench early, and Moncton didn't have many options besides Lathan on the bench, and he can only do so much. Now under 2 minutes to play, O'Corey for 3, he drills it. O'Corey's looked good too. Not really one Storm player with a bad game. Even Ed Jones, who struggled shooting defensively, he's been good, and he's been playing most of this fourth quarter with tough defensive assignments. So just a reminder, on Thursday, St. John Millrats, Halifax Raymond, 7 o'clock, and Mississauga Power Windsor Express will also be going at 7 o'clock. That will be 8 o'clock Atlantic time. Ashton Graham checking into this game. Gets a nice applause from the crowd. He was brought in a few weeks ago. He was released by the team earlier in the year, brought back for the playoffs. Also coming in will be Dwayne Smith. That time a miss. Here's Stewart. The Storm are going to slow this down and dribble their way to victory here. Going to take a 2-game series lead. McKinney to Jones. I'm hoping this goes for Jones. He hits it. Finally, Jones hits his 3. And good for him. One of the nicest guys on this team. Great guy. And now everyone has had a good game officially. Guess I'd like to see a little bit out of Ashton Graham, who just checked in. Be nice to get Graham a good look.
Wendy's players of the game this time, Jeremy Williams and Antonio Ballard, each with 25 points.
And how about this? We have co-player of the games, Jeremy Williams, Antonio Ballard, but I think they're missing one. Steve Chiangang, who helped this team immensely in the first half, deserves a player of the game nod also. Here's Smith, back up to Stewart. Screen coming. 5 seconds. Stewart throws one up. No good. Popping around. The officials are looking at each other. They're not sure where to put it.
For those Shania Twain tickets tomorrow, you will be emailed a code which you'll be able to use.
So here's how the Shania Twain promotion will work. Fans, but only season ticket holders from the Storm will receive an email with a promotional code where they can purchase these tickets first. So what a deal. Like I said, a great deal for Storm season ticket holders. The perks of being a season ticket holder. Humphreys couldn't score. 49 seconds left in this game. Ashton Graham dribbling around, getting the final minutes here. Get him a look. Ashton Graham, not that one. Here's Humphrey. And now the Storm will have to have the tough task of playing Moncton at home and we know how tough it is. The Storm only won 1 game in Moncton all season. They lost 4. So these home teams have a huge advantage. The Storm generally do struggle on the road, but especially in Moncton, it's very tough for them. And the crowd coming to their feet as their Storm will advance to 2-0 on the series. What a game. Everyone here starting to jump up. As the clock is about to expire, 10 seconds left, the Storm will advance to 2-0 on the series, led by Steve Changang, Antonio Ballard, and Jeremy Williams today. The Storm are in Moncton on Friday. You can get a fan bus there. Don't miss that opportunity. Game 3 in Moncton on Friday. If it goes to Game 5, I will be here at East Link Center. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have yourself a great rest of the week, and I will see you next week if necessary. That's all for me. Take care.